Yin is a co-founding sister of Women of Color Speak Out, a member of Parasol, a member of CID Coalition and ILPS, an organizer with the People's Party, and a convener of healing circles. She brings a steadfast and wise energy into organizing spaces that helps people to self-reflect. And also, to me, like the master of intersectional work in terms of how to be an amazing, just intersectional and solidarity work. So I'm really excited to introduce Yin. Yin, please come up.
Can I take this? Okay. Hi, everybody. How's everyone doing? Good. I'm excited to be up here to share some of the many stories that I have about Zarna. So one time we were invited to Garfield High School, and a lot of the young folks we were organizing, we went into Garfield High School without the principal's approval, without the vice principal's approval, without any teacher's approval. We went into their space, and 6 student groups organized for us to be there. It was super grassroots, and we took over their theater space. All the aisles were full, and Zarna single-handedly enforced progressive stack. And if you don't know what that is, that means we are centering those most marginalized, prioritizing them. So in the space of 500 young, brilliant students, they were reminded by Zarna very loudly, very clearly, that we are prioritizing those people of color. And so these white young folks were forced to get up and move back. And the POCs, the people of color, who are not used to taking center stage, were forced to come up to the front. And there was a lot of grumbling, and it took quite an effort, but for I don't even know how long that was, but we enforced progressive stack. And it was the first time a lot of young folks saw that happen, that we were centering them before we were willing to speak. And I was contacted by some young folks at University of Washington earlier in the fall, and they told me that they were at Garfield High School and when that happened, and that they wanted to implement this progressive stack seating for this event that they were both co-hosting. And I told them, the gentle thing to do is to have, signs and say, like, the first 2 rows are for people of color, indigenous folks. I was like, what you've gone through, that was a lot of people to move around in an unexpected space. And so then later I found out that they just had everyone sit, and then they announced that they were doing progressive stack and forced everyone to move. So much more aggressive than what we took. At least we were yelling at them when they first stepped in, and they hadn't seated and put everything on the floor. So it's interesting to see like the impact of our work, the seeds that we plant, because we never know what will happen. I just came from another meeting, and one of the person remembered us from speaking at Bellingham like 4 years ago. And, they still remember WOCSO Speak Out. They still remember, something we said. We just got like a interview request from Garfield High School. One of the young person wants to interview, particularly Zarna, for Earth Month next month for their Garfield High School paper. And they remember that moment. And they remember WOCSO Speak Out speaking there. And of course, there's we surfaced a lot at the Garfield High School, and of course, the people of color student clubs receive a lot of backlash. And by the time that event was over, a week later, you know, the Black students, young folks, were already targeted by their teachers, being called out, singled out. So, you know, when we try to create change, there's always a response to that change. And, you know, we did our best. And in the end, the students were closer together from that experience. And we did have some foresight and prevented a debrief like a week later. And 50 people of color students showed up and debriefed with us. And, you know, what happened, what we surfaced. And, you know, the administration never contacted us. So I don't know what they wanted to do about what we surfaced, or if they're just gonna let it go, or I don't know. So yes, you know, Zarna, you know, has experienced so much violence in showing up and doing this work, and yet still able to give so much heart, so much love, show up to, you know, the young folks, you know, this national, global, you know, not just doing that rally. I'm like, okay, yeah, go big. You know, still have, you know, energy to, you know, we just did something with Soul, with his public post, and, you know, walking through that journey and making sure that, you know, the other person feels healed and survives, and, you know, just still be able to give so much, and, you know, in all of this, in prevention of others of getting hurt, of, you know, giving so much energy so that we can stop this trauma from perpetuating to the next generation. You know, we're on the front lines of white fragility, male fragility, not really by choice, because we kind of have to. And so thank you for being on this journey with us, and, you know, being our allies in doing this with us, and keeping us safe by showing up with us. And yeah, thank you all.